Grief Ministries? Okay. Okay, this is Dee with Unplug Grief Ministries, and I'm glad you're here tonight. Tonight we are joining with Jason. He's one of my new favorite persons. He's going to share with us about his trauma and how he got to being a coach now to help others through their trauma. And also with us is Himanish. He has a wonderful story that he wants to share. He's going to start first. The general rule is that I let them speak 15 to 20 minutes, and then we all can go out into discussions and with questions and answers. Then we're going to take like a 2 or 3 minute break and come back and do Jason, because for some reason Zoom doesn't allow us to continue. And we want to make sure we get both stories in, and we want to make sure we have everything to share with you, to inspire you, to motivate you, to bring a miracle in your life. And hopefully you can take the lessons that we have learned from our own traumas and our own stories and learn from others to make us better people. That's one of the reasons why I think it's important that we all share our stories, because everyone has a story and lessons for all of us to learn in life. So we're going to give Himanish the floor. He's going to speak for the next 15 to 20 minutes or more, if he has enough for that. And then we'll go into discussions, and then we'll bring Jason in, because I'm excited about both of you being here, and I'm glad that I'm giving you this opportunity, because I believe that you both can be a blessing to many others. So the floor is yours, Himanish.
Thank you, Deborah. It's a pleasure being on the show. And yeah, I guess in terms of getting to know my story, so a majority of my journey has mostly been in the academic career, because I just came out of graduating from VCU currently, which stands for Virginia Commonwealth University. That's located in Richmond, Virginia. And being in the academic career from when I was born to 21, I mostly understand the importance of skill sets. So I've just started getting out of the workforce style. So I mean, in terms of my academic career story, meditation and living in the present is something I've learned through those times, from the summer of 7th grade till now. That's something that I've been continually doing to kind of put myself in the present moment and not have to go in the past or deviate into the future. With having to join communities like the Art of Living, in which I develop practices like Soham, the Ujjayi breath, to kind of see a different perspective and help the community in terms of promoting into schools, going to other universities to get an advanced learning towards that, advancing my skill sets in there. So, the journey of meditation has really helped me go from point A to point B, and even where I'm working right now for the past 7 weeks, you could say. So, yep.
So meditation is something you learn as a skill, because it helps you not only to relax and calm down, but it helps your mindset as well.
Yeah, that's true.
So in a sense, because the way society is nowadays, our mindset in a lot of ways need to have some kind of a change so that our thinking can be more positive, because it's so easy for our thoughts to go into the negative way and to think how lessen our self-worth. It makes our self-worth more instead of lessened. So the whole idea of the meditation is to bring up your self-worth, your self-esteem, so that you can have that connection with your inner soul, or your inner self. Yes. Well,
So
that's wonderful.
yeah,
Go
and
ahead.
I mean, like, what it also does is it doesn't. A lot of the times you'll see folks where they'll practice these meditation techniques, and you'll look at them from the beginning to like a year later, and they're able to focus on what they're doing now. So because the future is all determined on the work that you currently are doing. That's what makes up the future. Nothing else makes that up. And so a lot of the times it's the mind that deviates your thoughts and kind of believing into other things or comparing yourself towards someone at a level which you don't stand at. And so those are the major benefits that it provides to folks, you know, because it's people have a wrong misconception that it's the brain who makes you crazy in terms of spinning your thoughts around that one day you want to do this, next day you want to do point C, D, E, F, G, H, whatever it is. But it's actually the mind that really makes you go in that monkey circle. It's there's some, how do I put it into words? So it's like the procrastination monkey. As much as we as a human try to steer the captain's boat, the monkey, when he comes in, wants to do all the fun activities in life because that seems much more easier versus actually doing the work. And so that's kind of how like the mind is. And until there's no, you know, scary monster or something to make it go away or something in which is controlling it and not having the monkey steer the wheel, that is what allows for the progression. And it doesn't, and it's not like you do it for a week and you stop and you're good to go. It has to be continuous, and it doesn't have to be for long periods of time. Like you can start with, I would say 5 to 10 minutes and then slowly progress from there, and maybe just keep on doing 10 minutes on a daily practice. So yeah.
So you said you started doing this when you were a child?
Yeah, somewhere around, I think, so I was exposed to the culture when I, from the type of family background I've come from, you know, in India, that's kind of the primary essence that they promote. And I started getting deeper into it around the summer of 7th grade. And at that time, I just wanted to learn the skill set. I didn't know how to apply it. So I was just trying to learn the different types of breathing techniques, get more into what is the world of this meditation and focusing on your breath, found out about yoga and other ways of healing yourself along the way. And eventually, I think it was summer of 8th grade, where I came across a community called Art of Living. And their primary message is promoting meditation to help you find a better life. And they had classes that were like, they were kind of like a non-profit, and they had classes where you could learn those principles and apply it on yourself. And they were a pretty big institute in India that had expanded globally. And I would try to do as many classes to learn different techniques and different viewpoints from different teachers from the area that I was living at. And after I kept being persistent with it and doing classes and being a part of the events for a year or two, you know, there's a phrase where when you're active in something in which has caught, when you're active in a community in which you never thought you'd have interest in, but you end up doing, people notice. And so they notice my interaction, my active, and me being active around the art of living, that they started giving me opportunities to help promote that message. I started, I didn't know they had this whole principle that you could help the community and also do the teaching, and also learn the new techniques, advanced techniques with I don't want to say bigger people, but people who are help promoting the mission and the ones that go up the ranks in terms of getting to meet the founder of this nonprofit named Sri Ravi Shankar. And, it started with, and it all came with one opportunity where I had to, I was kind of the assistant teacher for one of the classes, which one of the mentors really liked me, one of the teachers, and she said, would you be interested in doing it so you get hands-on experience? From there, I was able to, and from that opportunity, I was able to progress to traveling to Atlanta, to New York, to Florida, Los Angeles, getting to meet people over there, the Art of Living Institutes over there, going to I think it was 2 or 3 universities. One of them, I went to learn the advanced techniques and get to know because it had just recently opened, and I had a good amount of hands-on experience where they were willing to take me. And then from there, I just kept advancing from block to block. And I think as I got a good understanding, and then I also was helping schools promote this practice so kids wouldn't get stressed when they were having to take a test or whatever the reason was. I think around the end of high school, I would wanted to like actually learn the history of it after getting so much hands-on experience in high school. And from there, I just kind of did my own research while I was also doing my studies at VCU, and I got to learn about Reiki and Buddhism and how all of these, the law of attraction even being pretty connected. They're like they form like a unification around peace and calm, and focusing towards the exact goal gives a kind of a positive mindset to attract what you want. And this was applied to like pretty much beyond the universe, whether you wanted to direct a film or you wanted to start your own business or be an entrepreneur, or whatever it was. And that's what I was doing in my second part of doing college. And I wanted to find a platform to kind of promote the message of how powerful meditation and yoga is together, with the yoga being the physical side of things and meditation being more of helping you focus on the now and not 5 weeks later or 3 years later. So it's kind of helped me see both sides of the picture and given me a different viewpoint that I'm now trying to think of deciding to either rejoin the Art of Living or either start my own thing.
So Jason, I was wondering what he's been sharing with us. Is this something that's also applied to helping folks who are going through trauma? Did we lose Jason?
Without question, and hopefully you can.
Sound is blanking.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, now
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you. Okay. All right. If at any point while I'm talking you can't hear me or I cut out, just stop me and I can restart.
Okay. It just sometimes it goes into this
Sounds fair?
sound. Yeah.
Okay.
So do you
Yeah,
find that what he's been
no.
sharing, that it helps, that it would be a skill or my brain just went blank on the word I want to use, but something that would help people who are going through trauma?
Yes, many, yeah, many
Okay, you're breaking up again.
do some type of meditation and some okay. Almost every, and I can repeat this as in some form or capacity, exercises some type of meditation. Meditation to use for trauma healing. What would be nice, maybe for your back on, is to maybe give some of us that are not trauma tremendously knowledgeable with meditation. There are some people listening that would like to meditate, they're just not sure how to go about doing it. So maybe some basic meditation skills or practices would be great. I'd certainly like to hear that.
Yeah,
And
I
yes,
would too.
meditation, obviously there's many tips and methods and techniques for trauma healing. And most certainly, depending on where you are on just keeping on this topic, most certainly meditation is probably a key component, to be honest with you, or meditation in some form, because some people, do a variation of meditation. So, so for people listening that would like to start to begin learning how to meditate.
Himanish?
Yeah.
So can you give us an example that in the meditation that may be able to help people who may be going through grief or trauma?
Yeah, I guess in terms of meditation, like there are a widened amount of exercises or practices that folks use on a day-to-day basis. So I guess one of the common ones that I've seen folks help their throat chakra, and the throat, and with all the chakras having their own benefits, the throat one, especially if it's blocked for an individual, that means you're not as vocal about something you want, or you're someone that has a difficulty presenting on stage because you're not able to express those vocal cords. So this breathing exercise called the Ujjayi breath, which a lot of the people that I work with and are in that I work with separately or in the Art of Living, is they call it the Darth Vader voice. So you can let me know if that sounds kind of like it. So I don't know if you can hear. I'll do a demo of the exercise, but I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. So you can let me know. So I'm going to be pretty much breathing in and then sucking my breath down my throat. So it's going to feel like I'm sucking that breath inside it to kind of open it up. So, I mean, in terms of when folks think of, when individuals hear the terms of exercise, they tend to think of how long, how many reps, so, sets do we need to perform on it. For meditation or yoga, there's no concept of sets and reps. You decide how long your time limit is.
Yeah.
If it's 15 minutes and you just want to do it, you do it for that long. So that, so you can do it 10 times, 20 times, or whatever feels perfect for you. And you can even do it during times when you're working or you're taking a lunch break, just, somewhere where no one can hear you, but just kind of just doing it to like open up your voice if you feel it's dry or it's not able to work. I've been able to do the Ujjayi breath during times when I've had a scratchy voice or an irritating voice or like a dry voice, and it's helped to open up just 5%, and it helps a lot. So it's definitely helpful for one, presenting wise and opening the throat chakra, but also for like quick situations. These are things that can be implemented in the outside, inside, wherever you are. So that's one of them. But other practices, I guess, there's the
Yeah,
lion.
wherever you are, and they
Yeah, go ahead.
oh, sorry. What I was saying is, I do teachers also really specialize in some type of meditation or yoga.
Jason, you
And
keep
so when you're
cutting
telling me
out.
about these breaths, um,
Go ahead.
I was
Hopefully
just
you
saying a
won't be
lot of my
cutting out.
vocal teachers, I was just saying that a lot of my vocal teachers put up their vocal cords.
Oh, yes. I see what you're just saying. Well, Himanish, I really appreciate you coming in and sharing us some of the tools that we can use to help us through any of our difficulties, or just to calm us down, to calm the anxiety down, and just to take the moment to meditate, no matter who your higher power is, that you have that opportunity to stop, calm down, and relax. I know for us Christians, there are many people that turn to God, turn to the Bible. Well, there are others who don't believe in God, but believe in Buddha or whatever the high may be. If it's a way to calm you down, relax you, and it helps you to meditate, why not? And hopefully through that, maybe you will begin to have that open mind, that open heart, and see things a little bit more clear. I know it does with me when I take a few deep breaths. And when I used to take care of Judy, that was one of the biggest things. People with Alzheimer's, especially with Judy, she would have that anxiety because she knew she had the disease and she knew what the disease was going to do to her. So she would have that anxiety. And I would find a way to calm her down by taking in the deep breaths, in and out several times, and telling her it's okay. And she had to say it. I made her say it because I wanted her to know that everything was okay. And I would find her at times on her knees praying. And for someone in her stage of Alzheimer's, that was a good sign. That was a good sign that she knew that everything was going to be okay, that her girls were going to be okay, her brothers and everybody. And I think when she passed away, that helped her to peacefully pass away because she knew everything was okay. So that's a good reminder and a good tool to use for all of us.
And I think like just like final piece of advice, when it comes, whether it's praying, meditating, or any form of feeling calm or feeling calm in any sense and focusing on the main objective, it tends to help you fall forward on the important things. Because a lot of the times when we have a lot of things on our plate, we tend not to know where do we start. Do we go on this? Do we start with these tasks or do we start with these? What is the bigger piece of the pie? And especially with the younger folks, because they're not able to figure out X between Y in terms of just like a seesaw, which one is the heavier balance between the other one. So kind of not really sure if folks understand that acronym, but yeah, just it helps you learn. It just helps to understand how to fall forward and hit. And when you hit the face, you're able to navigate your direction much better.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for sharing, and I hope we can invite you to come back again and share some more skills and talents that will help a lot of people.
Yeah, sure thing.
You know, so for now, Himanish, if when you stop the recording, it's going to download and give you this real long link. I noticed
Yeah.
that when it downloads, say that link and send that long link to me because I want to be able to have the video as well as the audio. So,
Okay. Let me stop.
but thank you so much. And then I'll upload it on my website. Thank you so much for being part of this. We're going to take maybe like a 2-minute break and then we'll come back on. If it's all right with Himanish, we come back on your thing and you can record when Jason speaks.
Sounds good. Let me stop the recording.